All right, offensive MVP. Let's just get the name and a brief reason why, and then I'll follow with my choice as well. Offensive MVP, Jeff.
Josh Downs, can't get him the ball enough. Best receiver in the conference and maybe in the country. Josh Downs.
And I think it's going to be Drake May. If Drake May's picked as quarterback, obviously Josh Downs is going to get his. But I think Drake May can be special. If he is the guy picked and he has a guy like Josh Downs and some other wide receivers stepping up, he could have a big year as well. All right, defensive MVP.
Most valuable player. That's what it stands for, right? Cedric Gray. He will be on the field 90+% of the snaps. And he's the alpha. He's the dude. Ced Gray is going to be the MVP.
And look, we're going to get tons of linebackers on the show as well. So we'll have a lot more on Gray and Eccles in next episodes. I'm going to go with Jahvaree Ritzie. He might not even start, but I think his versatility at end and 3 technique makes him very valuable for UNC. He's going to command some blocks. He's going to get after the quarterback. He's versatile. So I'm going with Jahvaree Ritzie. I think he's going to have a big year as a sophomore in UNC. All right, breakout player on offense.
So this is kind of cheating, but I'm going the tandem of Petaway and Hampton.
Yeah,
those dudes are special. They're different. They're highly rated for a reason. They're different style of runners, right? Hampton is the power guy, but he can run. But Petaway is the 2022. He's the scat back. He can catch out of the backfield. We're going to find a way to get the ball in their hands.
Yeah, and the injury to Brooks really brings those guys into focus. I think at least by game 3, 4, 5, one of those guys is starting and at least getting half the reps there. By the time they're juniors, I could see them being like a Javonte Williams, Michael Carter situation. They're that good. They're studs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go with Andre Green. Andre Green Jr., the wide receiver, I think with Antoine Green out. It's kind of confusing with the 2 Greens. He's a freak. He's going to step in, step up, be an outside guy. They need a playmaker outside of Josh Downs. I think Andre Green is going to be a special talent. Whether it happens this year or next year, I'm going to hedge my bets and pick him as a breakout player in this season. All right, breakout player on defense.
Dez Evans, number 10. I'm a little biased. I wore 10, so I love Dez. I just think he's developed. It's his 3rd year in the program. He looks really good. He's going to have a big year for us.
Yeah, of course, playing that hand in the dirt.
The power end.
Yeah, 3-point stance, get after the quarterback, not drop into coverage, get after the quarterback. Dez Evans there. I'm going to go with Power Eccles. I think he's going to have a big-time year. I know you're high on Power Eccles. Big-time hitter. He'll be the linebacker next to Cedric Gray. Going to play a lot, going to hit a lot. I think him or Gray will lead the team in tackles. So look for Power Eccles there as a breakout player on defense. All right, your strongest position group, I guess the group you're most excited to see that you think is going to have the biggest year and lead UNC this year.
I think it's the D-line. I mean, I've alluded to it earlier in the podcast and last podcast, right? Ritzie, Hester, Murphy, Collins, Taylor, Evans, Rucker. We haven't even talked about Ray Vahasek, right? And he's arguably been our best D-lineman the last 2 years, right? And then you got Shaw and Silver. Like, come on, that's talent right there. So I'm going D-line.
And I'm excited to see which of those guys, like can Silver or Shaw just have a big year where they're giving us 35, 40 snaps and becoming a big-time backup. Obviously, D-line's a great choice. I probably would have gone with that. I'm going to go with cornerbacks. I think it's a big year for those guys. Storm Duck, Tony Grimes, Legend Cavazos. These guys are kind of in their big year for the NFL. And I think if they can lock down the outside and just knock off a side of the field, it really allows the safeties and linebackers to play. I think it's time for Tony Grimes to step up. I think it's time for, if Duck can stay healthy, you have 2 really good options at cornerback. So I like that group, and I think they have a chance to be special if they can stay healthy. That's always the key with the quarterbacks for UNC. All right, your biggest concern, biggest question mark, position group-wise?
I think it's quarterback. Obviously we got 2 talented guys that are battling for it, but neither one has proven and really played significant snaps in college football. So I think it's the quarterback is the biggest question. I think we might see both play early, but by game before the Notre Dame game, there should be a full entrenched starter, and it should be his team going forward. And that's what UNC fans should want. So quarterback's the biggest question for me.
And I'd say the biggest concern for me is the offensive line. Look, they lost 3 starters. I know they like Austin Richards and Ed Montilus and Corey Gaynor in the middle there. But I mean, Ed Montilus, Austin Richards, they aren't really big-time NFL guys. They might be playing a true freshman on the right and Zach Rice. There's question marks about William Barnes at right guard. So I think there's just some question marks on the talent outside of Corey Gaynor. I like Corey Gaynor there, but I'm a little concerned about how there's not like a clear starter on the right side yet. And that's huge. And I think that's going to affect the quarterback, could affect the running game. And obviously, UNC's had some issues with protecting the quarterback the last 3 years, losing 3 starters. Could it be addition by subtraction? We'll see. And they have a new coach there in Jack McNell. So that could change something as well. So I want to be pleasantly surprised, but offensive line is my biggest concern. All right, Jeff, let's get out of here. One bold prediction each. Maybe we'll make this a weekly segment or something like that. But for the season preview, what's your bold prediction for UNC football in 2022?
First 10-win season since 2015.
Let's go.
I think we finished 9-3 in the regular season, and we get a bowl win.
There's a chance that could also be an ACC championship record too.
Very true. I hope we play Clemson ACC championship. So I can go on and say that's my prediction as well. We're playing Clemson ACC championship, and we're gonna win at least 10 games this year. First 10-win season since 2015.
Yeah, it would be awful to kind of go the opposite route. But I was thinking, like, look, go down Miami, get the win, beat Pitt, riding clear for the Coastal. So I think beating Pitt and Miami puts you in the race for the Coastal, and they play Clemson or NC State in the. That'd be cool to have NC State back to back in the ACC championship game. UNC, NC State, and they get to 9-10 wins and kind of start that upward trajectory with the high level talent, that defensive line, linebacker, wide receiver, running back. Things click on offense, and UNC is kind of getting to where they should be with its talent in the 4th year under Mac Brown.